Venezuela's own Bitcoin-like cryptocurrency will be ready within days. This is coming from Caracas. Venezuela will launch a Bitcoin-like cryptocurrency within days to be backed by 5.3 billion barrels of oil in a bid to offset a deep financial crisis, the socialist government said on Thursday. President Nicolas Maduro surprised many earlier this month when he announced the petro to be backed by OPEC member Venezuela's oil, gas, and gold and diamond reserves. Despite the skepticism of cryptocurrency experts who do not think Venezuela has the wherewithal to pull it off, Communications Minister Jorge Rodriguez said the first petro offering would come within days. Camp 1 of Achuco bloc will form the initial backing of this cryptocurrency, Rodriguez told reporters, referring to part of Venezuela's southern Orinoco belt. 5.342 billion certified barrels of oil. We're talking about backing of 267 billion, said Rodriguez, adding this differentiated the petro from other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Miners were already lined up, he said, without giving more details. Cryptocurrencies are obtained by users setting up computers to do complex mathematical calculations as a process known as mining. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized and their success relies on transparency, clear rules, and equal treatment of all involved. Venezuela gave no technical details about the petro. And here's another in the same vein. Venezuela backs national cryptocurrency with 5 billion barrels of crude. The president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, has promised to back the national cryptocurrency with the country's vast natural resource reserves. Maduro said the field's reserves amount to 5 billion barrels of oil, which is confirmed by the corresponding international certificate. Every single petrol will be backed by a barrel of oil. Wow, okay. Maduro said, promising to provide cryptocurrency mining throughout the country. We will set up a special team of cryptocurrency specialists so they will be engaged in mining in all states and municipalities of our country. Venezuelan leader has also promised to allocate Arco Minero gold deposits from the Orinoco Belt along with the country's diamond deposits. The new cryptocurrency was announced by Maduro at the beginning of December as a way to innovate toward new forms of international finance for the economic and social development of the country. He said its value would be pegged to the country's vast reserves of oil and gas as well as mineral wealth, including gold. The Venezuelan president explained the purpose was to advance the country's monetary sovereignty, to carry out financial transactions, and to defeat the financial blockade against the country. We are facing a financial war against the country, which we have denounced, and the opposition has denied. There are business people who are unaffected by Donald Trump's blockade. With this, we will join the 21st century, said Maduro. Tim Draper advises Argentinian president to adopt blockchain and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a good fit for Argentina. Everyone who has kept tabs on the financial situation in Argentina knows something will need to change. Although this country isn't doing as badly as Venezuela, things are not that much better either, as the local currency is tanking. According to Draper, Bitcoin is the solution this struggling country needs, although opinions are somewhat divided on that front. While it is true Draper can spot a major business opportunity from miles away, it remains to be seen if Argentina will actually embrace Bitcoin. Draper sat down with the country's chief staff, Marcos Peña, and President Mauricio Macri as part of the Forum of Investors, which took place in Puerto Madero last Thursday. The event was an opportunity to discuss various financial developments. Bitcoin is the talk of the town right now, and the discussion eventually turned to the world's leading cryptocurrency. Argentina is a country with a lot of problems, but it also represents an interesting investment opportunity for daring entrepreneurs. It all depends on how the situation in Argentina evolves in the coming months, both from a financial and technological perspective. If the country were to focus on blockchain and cryptocurrency more than it does today, it is possible some of its problems could be solved rather quickly. Tim Draper feels the blockchain may end the bureaucratic machine as we know it and introduce far more streamlined solutions. Regardless of how one wants to look at it, very few governments around the world see eye to eye right now. Everyone has a different political agenda and will use any means necessary to reach their goals. Argentina is in prime position to become a leader of embracing blockchain technology. Moreover, Bitcoin shouldn't be ignored either. The world's leading cryptocurrency has made a major impact on the world in 2017, and it could do a lot of good for Argentina's economy. For his part, Tim Draper feels Bitcoin will have a positive impact on the Argentinian business in general. The currency is not controlled by banks, but that doesn't make it less viable than the national currencies in this regard. Bitcoin represents a social transformation, according to Draper. He feels Argentina should adopt the world's leading cryptocurrency as an official currency. It would not replace the local currency, but making it legal tender would certainly introduce some interesting changes to the economy. Whether or not President Marcy will take Draper's recommendation to heart remains to be seen. Argentina is in a somewhat difficult position, and it has a little to lose by embracing Bitcoin in an official capacity. Things can't become much worse than they are now, and Argentina may very well become one of the largest Bitcoin hubs in the world. And that is from the Merkle.com. A while back, I actually put up, I think, a couple of videos. One on Argentina mining Litecoins. They were already mining Litecoins, and um, Argentina has already given an unofficial nod to the Litecoin mining operations and them actually using Litecoin as a currency to actually bypass the local currency. So it's not like they're not already doing it. But also, I put up a video about Zimbabwe using Bitcoin to bypass the local currency, basically using trading their local currency in for Bitcoin and actually doing business to get goods and services in so they can get past the blockade that the West has on them in their Zimbabwe dollars. They've tried using dollars. I think they tried using yuan, and it seems that the blockchain or Bitcoin actually for them works better. So even though at the time Bitcoin was only worth, I think, like $6,000 or $7,000, actually people in Zimbabwe were paying double the premium to get Bitcoin to get what they needed. So a lot of your developing countries or your countries that are kind of under the gun from Western banking systems, the IMF and World Bank in particular, are actually using these cryptocurrencies like Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, which are now becoming more and more liquid. Liquid means that you can actually, there's enough of it out there and enough people are actively trading it so that you can actually get your money in and out. It's not illiquid where you have to invest and it's very difficult to convert it to something that you need. Bitcoin is becoming highly convertible, especially on the international market. One, it's peer to peer. Two, is because China, which is your biggest manufacturing hub, is basically backing it, and all of Asia is basically backing Bitcoin, including Japan. So you don't really need a whole lot from the West. So anything you need as far as electronics, goods, and services, you can actually get from someplace other than the West. So you can actually bypass the banking system. In fact, there's another article that I probably will read, maybe not today, but talking about the G20 is actually meeting on cryptocurrencies because it's becoming a problem for them. So if you take heed, it's something I have said that before, that uh, a lot of individuals are talking about it's using Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to actually do individual business, like hide their money and stuff like that. I didn't think that was going to go very far, but one thing I do agree with, is that your third world countries, your developing countries, can use it to get past the premium that they have to have with the standard SWIFT system. A lot of your developing countries are controlled through the currency because they can't access global trade. But if you can bypass, you have a parallel system or even more parallel, other systems, because cryptos all have their own different distribution system, whereas the banking SWIFT system only has one. China has developed another banking system, that's parallel to SWIFT, but it seems that the blockchain is a much more efficient method to get that done. So it's going to be interesting in the future to see how this all plays out. But like I said, I am very, very interested in the Venezuelan petro, as they call it. So I don't know about anybody else, but the initial coin, I'm looking forward to it. Venezuela has a bad name, so it could be the ripple of blockchain, or not of blockchain, but the ripple of 2018. So my guys, keep a lookout for it. I'm going to follow up on Venezuela because unlike everything else, that depends on adoption. Ripple and Bitcoin depends on adoption. Somebody has to use it to give value. Basically, this petro will be a real currency because it will be backed by something, by a physical good. So just like the dollar used to be backed by gold reserves, the petro will be backed by state reserves, which makes a whole lot of sense. And this may start a lot of other countries to do the same because you get a few we pay a few good hackers or a few good programmers, and there's lots of them. They can actually replicate the blockchain or whatever cryptocurrency that you actually want to create. So 2018 is going to be interesting, folks. Hang on to your hats. 2020 they say, is the big switch. China's already kind of taken the lead, but I think the big handover is going to come in 2020. But something to keep your eye on, keep your finger in the air to discern which direction the wind is blowing, and then keep your eye down on the ground and follow the breadcrumbs as they line up. But with that, I'm going to break out of this one. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.